Let's check if there is sound now. Can you hear me? And hopefully you can see me. Finally, everything is okay. So, first of all, let me congratulate you and wish you Happy New Year. The January has almost ended, but we had New Year recently. I hope you had some rest from our events, and we're starting new webinar season, the season of 2022. My name is Dmitry Tumasov. You can call me Dima. Most of you are already familiar with our equipment and with me. And basically what we do here is we are manufacturers of underground utility location solutions. We manufacture cable locators, pipe locators, underground water leak detectors, and cable fault location equipment. Recently, we have launched our new line of equipment, which is called digital thermometers, and we're planning to have more events on this topic, but today's event will be completely dedicated to one of our most demanded sets of equipment that we have been supplying so far. If you read the name of the event carefully, you might notice that we are going to talk about cable and pipe locator Success AG309.15N. This is kind of a complicated name for a device, but it completely represents the history behind this equipment and the history of our research. I told you before that this device is highly demanded on most markets, and this is not a lie, because we had many previous locators which were also successful, but we didn't launch them to international market. And this model of equipment is the first we have launched, and it first reached the international customers, and it was highly appreciated by many companies. Generally, this equipment is used for the location of metal cables and metal pipes, which are laying underground at depth up to 10 meters. And this device is capable of measuring the depth and current range of the located utility, for example, of a cable. Also, this device is capable of location of energized power cables, and also with some extra accessories, it can locate cable faults and even plastic pipes, but you will need some optional equipment for that. This is like general information, which I usually tell you, but today I would like to give you more details on how can you use this equipment for the location. What exactly can you locate with 309.15N? First of all, this equipment is used for the location of power cables. For example, you're having a 33 kilovolt cable, which is energized, and it is supplying the building or some other facility, or it is coming from a substation to somewhere, and it emits electromagnetic signal at a particular frequency. Usually this frequency is 50 Hertz, but in some countries it is 60 Hertz, which is also supported by this equipment. So if you know that your cable, your power cable is energized and it emits some signal on a particular frequency, you can detect it with the locator. You don't need the transmitter for that. you need only the locator. And this is the first and the main feature of this equipment, the location of energized cables, power cables at frequency 50 or 60 hertz. It depends on the country. Also, without transmitter, you can locate the CPS protection of the pipes. You know that some pipes are buried with CPS protection, cathode protection system, which should indicate if the insulation of the pipe is damaged, or the system is used also as a satellite, which is buried alongside the pipe, and it helps you to trace the position of the pipe. And this CPS system, CPS pipe protection, it emits an electromagnetic signal also on a particular frequency, and the signal is 100 hertz or 120 hertz depending on the country. And again, this feature is also supported by this equipment. So by using the locator only without the transmitter, you can locate energized cable and metal pipes with CPS protection. That's not much, but that is also already not nothing. It's already something. And when you add the transmitter to your locator, you can locate de-energized cables and pipes which are buried without CPS protection. I would like to give you a little bit more detail on the cables which we're looking for, because generally we say that any metal cable, any metal containing cable can be located with this equipment, and generally the rest is up to you, and you have to think what kind of cable, if my particular cable will be located by the equipment. And I would like to give you a brief list of the cables which you can locate. First of all, power cables, no problem here. High voltage cables, high tension cables, any power cables outside the building, any underground power cable. Inside the building, there are a lot of interference, and you will not be able to tell which cable is where, because the cables on the other stores of the building, they will be affecting the location. So first of all, it is power cable location. Second of all, telecom cables. By telecom cables, I mean optic fiber cable with aluminum armor. You know that there are two types of optic fiber cables. Of course, there are more of them, but there are two main types, armored and unarmored. And this device is particularly used for the location of armored fiber cables. You have to connect the transmitter to the armor, and you will be able to trace the cable. Also, the third type of cables is telecom cables, which are used for the location in radio mode. They are telephone cables, copper cables, and other cables which can be buried, other telecom cables which can be buried outside and located from the underground. The physics behind that is each metal part of the cable is working as a conductor of electromagnetic signal. Power cable conducts the signal from the transmitter. Energized power cable conducts electric signal by itself, and both of these signals can be recognized by the locator. Okay, I think now you have a little bit more idea which cables you can locate. Let me give you a quick recap of this information. So first of all, it is energized cables and pipes with CPS protection. This is the locator only location. Second of all, de-energized cables and de-energized power cables and metal pipes without protection. Telecom cables, optic fiber, armored, only armored optic fiber. And the last one, the last class of the located utilities is telecom cables, like copper cables, telephone cables, and etc., which are located without or with a transmitter. It depends on the conditions, but you can locate them even in radio mode or by using a transmitter. These are the most commonly mentioned applications of this equipment. And as for the pipes look much easier for the location because basically this device can locate only metal pipes. It doesn't matter what's inside these pipes. It doesn't matter what type of the pipe it is: gas pipe, oil pipe, I don't know, water pipe, anything. And all you can do is connect your transmitter with a small magnet to a pipe surface by cleaning the insulation, by removing the rubber protection from the pipe, and just create some electromagnetic signal inside the pipe and then trace it from the ground surface. It can be any pipe which is made of conducting metal. I would like to say that for all locations, for all the utilities which I have given you before, the limitation for the location is the following. The device recognizes any metal utility underground at depth up to 10 meters. This is the limitation when the locator can measure the depth. But recognition depth is much deeper. The recognition depth for this device is 30 meters. It means that if there is something, if there is an object you are tracing and it is laying deeper than 10 meters, you will be able to see it on the screen of the device, but you will not be able to measure its accurate depth. But generally, we say that the limitation is 10 meters. And also, another feature of this set of 309.15n is the limitation of location distance. If you connect the transmitter directly to a cable or to a pipe, and you are sure that this cable and pipe is properly grounded, you may be sure that you will be able to trace the cable or the pipe for 3 kilometers of distance, and that's pretty good result. And in some cases, we achieved even more, even longer distances just by properly grounding our connections. And this is something I'm going to tell you about a little bit later. But generally, we say that this particular set 309.15n is capable of tracing metal cables and pipes at distance up to 3 kilometers. Also, we have some more powerful solutions which extend the location distance to 5 and even to 10 kilometers. Of course, they are not that portable, because you can see that this transmitter is pretty light and it's small, and it weighs only, I guess, 2.5 kilograms with the batteries installed. That is why you can take it anywhere, and the person who's working can carry everything alone when he's using this equipment. So I guess we understood together what can be located. Now I would like to explain a little bit about how uh, every of these utilities can be located. First of all, you know that there is general physics laying behind all of these processes. And when any metal object conducts electromagnetic signal, it creates electromagnetic field. And all this equipment does is it creates an electromagnetic field with a transmitter, and it recognizes this field with the locator. It's easy as that. Generally, if you are locating energized cable, the cable creates the electromagnetic field by itself. If it's a de-energized cable or if it's a metal pipe, you can use your transmitter to create this signal. As any signal, uh, our signal has its particular frequency, and this frequency should be recognized by the receiver, by the locator, and it should be generated by the transmitter. That is why our transmitter AG105 supports four frequencies for the transmission. You can see the indications of how to use this transmitter, but I would like to name them one by one. So first of all, the first supported frequency for this small transmitter is 512 Hertz. This frequency is commonly used by most location devices, and it is the lowest available frequency for the transmitter. And usually I insist on using this frequency in the first place for the location. Then you can increase this frequency to 1 kilohertz, and the frequency will be higher, and you have to adjust and have to set the same setting in the receiver, so the frequency would be recognized by the locator. And next you will have 8 kilohertz and 33 kilohertz. 8 kilohertz and 33 kilohertz are supported both in contact in direct connection mode and in antenna mode. When you are not connecting your transmitter to anything, you're just placing it above the ground, and you have only two frequencies available, 8 kilohertz and 33 kilohertz. Okay, why there are so many frequencies? This is one of the main questions I receive when I'm trying to explain how this equipment works. You see that the propagation of electromagnetic signal is different for each particular metal object, and you have to select most matching frequency for the object which you are looking for. But generally, you may not you can't look at the pipe or at the cable and say, okay, I'm going to trace this utility with this cable. No, it's not working like that. It's an error, a trial and trial process. You have to connect the transmitter to a pipe or to a cable, and you will be able and you have to select the lowest available frequency. So first of all, you use 512 Hertz. Then if there is no success in location, you increase the frequency to 1 kilohertz. And then you are using the frequencies, you are increasing the frequencies till you have the proper result. That is why there are so many of them. Also, as you remember in the beginning, I told you that locator recognizes four more frequencies, 50 and 60 Hertz for energized power cables, and 100 and 120 Hertz for CPS pipe protection system. Also, we know that transmitter creates the signal. Locator recognize the same signal on the same frequency. What do we have to do else? We have to create an electric loop, electric circuit, electric circle, call it whatever you like. But for this particular purpose, we should use the grounding stake, which has to be stuck in the ground. You can see that mine is a little bit shallow, and it is banded, and it is dirty because I'm using it all the time for the connection of my transmitter at the webinars and when I'm doing the location. And also you will need a pair of crocodiles for the direct connection to a cable or to a pipe. Why would you need that when you're going to locate the cable or the pipe? When the signal is traveling through a metal cable or metal pipe, it cannot go everywhere. It has to return somewhere in order to be recognized. That is why you are grounding your transmitter, and when the transmitter is sending an electromagnetic signal in a particular frequency and it is grounded, the signal on this frequency is returning to the grounding stake, and that is how you have stronger electric loop, which is much better for the recognition for the locator. This is one of the main principles of the successful electromagnetic cable location, and it works with any locator of any brand, of any, I don't know, company, of any construction, any design. This is the basic principle, the creation of electromagnetic loop. And if you have grounded your transmitter, and also if you have grounded the cable or the pipe on the other side opposite to the point of connection, you may be sure that you will successfully locate this pipe and cable, because you will increase signal level, you will increase the strength of electromagnetic signal, and it will not be disappearing almost on any frequency. So this is the physics which is laying behind the location of metal cables and metal pipes. Now I would like to bring your attention to the design of the equipment, because we're not speaking much about the design on our field operation webinars, and today we're in our cozy room and we have enough time to browse everything and to check everything in details. So first of all, I would like to start with the transmitter. You can see that this is a portable transmitting device, which is very light. As I told you, it weighs only 2.5 kilograms with batteries, and it is powered by 8 alkaline BBC or D-cell batteries. You need 8 of them. And as a basic supply, we're supplying alkaline batteries, but optionally you can request for the accumulators. We're using accumulators for that, and you can order this equipment with accumulators, but you will have to remove them from the holder in order to charge them, but this option is available. Also, you can see that the whole case of the device is protected. All the connectors, basically there are 2 of them, are protected with rubber caps and with rubber seals, and the whole case is IP65 protected. It means that you can use this equipment in the rain if the lid is closed. You can input all the settings by using the membrane keyboard. Then you can close the lid and you can work under the rain if you need to. We're not insisting, but if you need to, you can do this. Also here, the whole case is sealed and protected from the water, and you can see the rubber protection here. That is why I'm telling that you have to close the lid if you're going to use it in the rain. Also, you have non-mechanical keyboard. It means that this keyboard is made of air bubbles, and it cannot be damaged if you are pressing these buttons for a long time. So these are just air bubbles, and there is no mechanical impact involved in the control process. This is very sustainable solution, also works for most weather conditions, and you can use it also in the rain. What do we have on the face panel of the transmitter? First of all, you have a quick tip, which requires a C8 C-type batteries with 1.5 volts of voltage. Also, you have your battery power indication. If both of them are green, it means that you have full batteries. If they're yellow, they're discharging, and if they're red, your transmitter will turn off soon. Also, you can calculate the you can watch the indication by the voltage and by the current. It is used. This double indication is used for evaluation of the time of the operation for the transmitter in standby mode and in generation mode. So now we have both LEDs green. It means that in full power mode, this device will work up to 4 hours, and in power saving mode, it will work up to 8 hours. What else do we have here? We have a 2-segment digital display, and the blinking LED indicating the currently displayed value. So now we have a number 12 and the battery indication blinking here, and it means that battery voltage is 12 volts. You can see battery and volts here. Now I will switch, I will use the mode selection button, and I will switch the indication here, and you can see antenna indication blinking, and it means that transmitter is working in antenna mode. When nothing is connected to the transmitter, it automatically starts in induction mode. Then I'm pressing the mode button again, and you can see that another LED is blinking, and this is a signal wave which enables the selection of the signal, the continuous and the pulse. The continuous means that the signal will be transmitted without any intervals, as a line without any interruptions. And the pulse means that the signal will be sent in pulses. Mostly it is used in highly distorted areas for better signal recognition, or in order to save the power, the batteries of the transmitter. This is the setting which you have to do if you want to extend the battery life for the transmitter. Usually, the pulse extends the battery life significantly. Then you will press mode button again, and the frequency LED is blinking. It means that we may select the frequency of our transmission. By using arrow keys, I can switch 8.2 kilohertz and 33 kilohertz. As you remember, these are the frequencies which are supported by the induction antenna of the transmitter. So all we have to do now is press start button and wait for 30 seconds while transmitter is boosting its power. This is how you can use it without any connection to a cable or to the pipe. Now I would like you to see how the settings of the transmitter will change if I will connect a cable to them. We will be imitating the direct connection to the cable. I will stop the transmission through the antenna and turn off the device. And I will connect the cable and turn it on back. Okay, now we may check the indication of the transmitter once again. The battery is full. The voltage is 12 volt coming from the batteries. I'm switching with the same settings, continuous pulse, and now we have the mode which is called two frequencies available. Two frequency mode is used for current direction indication, and in this mode transmitter generates two frequencies simultaneously for the location, for the simultaneous location of the same utility and for the current direction evaluation. Also, we have more frequencies to select from. We have 0.5 kilohertz, which is 512 hertz. We have 1 kilohertz, and also we have 8 kilohertz and 33 kilohertz as with induction mode. So this is basically the whole features, all the features of the transmitter which are included in the firmware and in the hardware. And basically all you have to do here is again press the start button, but we're not going to do that because the cables are not connected to any pipe or cable. You see, nothing there. But if we do this, the maximum output for this equipment will be 40 volts, and the maximum current which can be generated by this transmitter is 5 amperes. So you will have 40 volts output and 5 amperes output in good conditions. So we can calculate that the output power for this transmitter is 20 watt maximum. Also, this transmitter has automatic load match, and you don't have to input any additional settings to adjust the electric load match. Everything is done automatically. Everything is included in the firmware of this transmitter, so you can use it without any additional training or without any extra knowledge in physics. And that's what is good about this equipment, because it doesn't require in-depth training. Okay, one more thing about this transmitter before we move to the locator is this particular mark. You can see that there is IN axis indication, and it means induction axis position. So if you are going to use the transmitter without connected cable, without direct connection to the cable, you will be using it into antenna mode. And if you are going to use it like that, make sure that you are placing it alongside the cable or the pipe which you are looking for. So if our cable is laying like this, so you have to place the transmitter the same way above the cable. You cannot do this or like this, only alongside. So the axis of the cable or of the pipe should comply to the position of the transmitter. Basically, this is almost everything I had to tell you about the transmitter AG105. Also, you may know and that we have more powerful solutions for the location. We have AG144, AG120. We have a lot of them in our range. Basically 3, and some more models are coming. sure that you can hear me well. And I have to be sure that you hear me. Send. Now, can you hear me now? Hopefully you will be able to hear me now. Okay, fine. I will try to be a little bit faster so we could save some battery for till the end of the event. So this is the locator, the receiver. In this case, it is the AP19.3, the GPS version of the locator, but generally we supply AP19.1 with this equipment, and we use it for the location of metal utilities, and it is powered by 4 alkaline baby C or type D batteries, and also you can order this equipment with accumulators, and the whole set will be supplied with accumulators. But again, you will have to extract the accumulators from the device if you want to charge them. The main feature of this device is so-called compass mode or route mode, how we call it. Let me switch it to the more appropriate frequency so you could see the main feature of this device. So basically, what this device does, it indicates the cable or the pipe as a line on the screen, and you can check the position of the cable or the pipe if you need to. If you place this line in the center of the device, you will be able to measure depth and current of the located cable. In this particular case, we're trying to measure the source of the signal, which doesn't have any depth for us. But the principle is like that. You're trying to locate the cable or the pipe on the screen, and then you place the black line in the center of your device. And after that, you will be able to measure the depth and current of any metal utility which you are going to look for. Basically, this is the main mode which you are going to use if you just started to locate metal cables and metal pipes, and you may not need all these controls or all the settings, but in some cases you will have to switch the frequency of your device, and here is the list of supported frequency: 50 Hz for energized cables and pipes, for energized cables, sorry, 100 Hz for CPS pipe protection, 512 Hz, same frequency as in the transmitter, 1 kHz, same frequency as in the transmitter, and 8 kHz and 33 kHz, also supported by the transmitter. As you remember, I have told you that you have to create an electric loop and test the cable at the lowest possible frequency. You have to start with 512 Hz, then you can, if there is no success, you can increase the frequency to 1 kHz, and then you can go to 8 kHz and 33. This device contains many operational modes which require in-depth training, and I will show them to you in a dedicated event because it requires some separate event for the explanation. But today I will explain to you a little bit about this locator as a device, as a hardware. For software, we will have a separate event. So as you could see, we have a screen here, and we have all the PCB, the firmware, the all electronics is here. This is, I would call, the head or the brain of the device, where all the calculations are done, where all digital signal processing is done. And this unit is connected to the antenna unit, which is here, and it is stored in this, I would call it a nose of the device, and it contains four uh, electromagnetic antennas, which are used for the location of the underground utility and for the depth measurement and for the position recognition for this device. So they are measuring the distance between each other, which is indicated in electromagnetic signal level. The device is measuring the electromagnetic signal around itself in order to understand the position of the cable, and it measures the signal under itself in order to understand if there is any signal at all. So you can see that this is kind of a clever device which has a hardware part, uh, I mean the analog part, which recognizes this signal, and it has a digital part which transfers the analog signal into digital signal and indicates it to you on a digital screen, which is also backlit, as you can see, and which has clear indication and visual indication, audio indication, and indicates the position of the cable or on the pipe on the screen. Uh, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the protection rate for this device. The protection rate is IP54. You can dip this device into water, I guess up to the handle, because this whole construction is sealed, but the battery compartment and the face panel does not allow us to use it as an IP65 device, but generally you can use it in the rain, as well as the transmitter, and you can trace the cables and pipes in high humidity areas. All of our equipment is not explosion proof, and this is the question which we receive from our clients quite a lot. All you have to know about this device, and this will be a quick tip to the upcoming software webinar, that this device can adjust the signal gain automatically, and it can analyze the spectrum of electromagnetic signal, and it can sniff the electromagnetic signal automatically and pick some appropriate settings of DSP processor in accordance with the current electromagnetic situation. So for the hardware, I would like to add that the limitation of the location is 10 meters of depth, and the distance is limited by the capabilities of the transmitter, and it is limited with 3 kilometers. If you are going to use it with more powerful transmitter, the depth will remain the same, but the distance will be longer, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and even more if the whole connection is properly grounded. I guess that this is pretty much everything I wanted to tell you today about the equipment. I would like to add that we have a WhatsApp number for technical support, and it is used not only for those who have already bought our equipment, It is used for any technical questions regarding the cable and pipe location and our equipment in general, or any equipment which you are using. We're providing 24/7 support in WhatsApp, and all the information is available in the user manual, which is supplied with any model of our equipment, and this user manual is available in English. You can download it from our website. You can request it from us. We can send it to you for the reading, for your own reading and for your own investigation. This is pretty much it. I hope you get more technical information and more information about the equipment manufactured by Techno-AC in general and this model in particular. And now I would like to announce that we're having questions and answer session, when I will be reading your questions in a chat box and I will be replying to them one by one. I will ask my operator to give me my phone back. I will switch the camera and I will open the chat box. Okay. Greetings from everywhere. How much? This is this is a good question, and you can send us an email to info@technoac.com. Okay, I see your email. I will save it. Sorry, okay, I will do it like this. I will save your email and I will post again technoac.com. Yeah, this one is the last one. Yes, is our email. You will get our reply to your email. Okay, and you will be able to know how much is this equipment. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Maybe technical, not only about the price. If you want to request the price, you can send us an email through our website, through WhatsApp, or you can call us if you like, and we will provide all the information to you. Okay. Also, if you have any more questions, you can send them to the email which I have sent in a chat box. The last one with Techno-AC, not Tex-Ho-AC, the correct one. And I will be able to reply to them, or my colleagues will be able to reply to all of your questions. Okay, I see that there are no more questions. That is why I would like to thank you for joining us today, and I hope that you got the idea of the equipment manufactured by Techno-AC, and you got the idea about the physics behind this equipment, and hopefully I will see you on our next webinar, which will be completely dedicated to our new range of products, digital thermometers. And my colleague will be explaining how to use this equipment, and I will be giving you more idea about the business which can be done with this equipment, and how can you earn some money by using Techno-AC thermometers and by supplying them to those who require this equipment. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope that you liked our event, and I hope to see you on our next webinar soon. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.